Welcome back to the Lines College Football Podcast. I'm Brett Gibbons with TheLines.com, breaking down some more Tuesday night college football action. Before we get into it, though, don't forget to follow the Lines on Twitter at TheLinesUS, and I'm at Road to CFB. We'll be here breaking down the rest of the college football slate for the final couple of weeks of the season, the regular season, as well as bowl season right around the corner. Be sure you are tuning in for that. And also check out my other show with Kelly Ford, who is usually here. We're going to break down the full weeknight and Saturday slates for the remainder of the season. And also be sure to check out the full lineup of our shows, including Beat the Closing Number with Eli Hershkovich and Mo Nuara, and the Lines Megapod featuring Steven Andrus and Matt Brown. We're just about wrapped up with action and the 49 straight days of football, but we've still got plenty of intrigue this week. Let's dive right into it. First off, starting off with Toledo, a 10-point road favorite at Bowling Green. This game carries an over-under 52.5 points. And it kicks off Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Eastern on ESPN2. This is the Battle of I-75. This is a rivalry that means something to me as an alumni of Bowling Green. But in terms of the grand scheme of things, it's really just for bragging rights to beat your rival, which is very important. But Bowling Green locked up their bowl eligibility last week. Toledo has locked up the MAC West. Not much to lose for these schools outside of this individual game here. Only about 20 minutes separate these two schools as well, so if you're looking for a home field advantage, I would definitely dock it a little bit. Bowling Green, not exactly the most vaunting of home environments, but Toledo, they do lead the all-time series 42-41-4. Bowling Green split the last two of the last four meetings. They have a chance to even this series all-time at home. Now, they are dealing with some injuries in their backfield. Both running backs, Terrion Stewart and Teron Keith, are game-time decisions. Stewart missed the game last week. He's the national leader in missed tackles forced, one of the better players in the MAC all around. So be sure that you are keeping up with their statuses leading into this game. The total on this game opened at 44.5, and the market said, oh, no, that's wrong. And it's been bet way up to where it sits now. Again, that 52.5, 52 at some books. Toledo's defense, they've been outstanding this year, but they can be run on. Bowling Green getting those running backs in the lineup would be a huge leg up for the Falcons. But again, make sure that they're in there, because without those two backs, this is a very different game. Toledo's defensive backs are locked down, one of the better units, not just in the MAC, not just in Group of Five, but honestly in the entire country. I don't think Bowling Green's going to have a lot of success being able to pass on them with Connor Bazelak. They bring in Cameron Orth around the goal line to be kind of a rushing dual threat quarterback. I don't see them having a lot of success, especially when you look at their past opponents. Toledo is a real step up, especially along that defensive front. Bowling Green's recent opponents have been Kent State, Ball State, Akron, and Buffalo. So again, big jump up in talent, in opposing talent level here. Even if you look at their strength of records on the season, Bowling Green's strength of records, 66. That's helped along by a really nice win over Georgia Tech early in the year. And Toledo's strength of record, though, 32nd. So there's a big discrepancy here between who these teams are playing and how they're performing, at least according to ESPN's FPI metrics. The Rockets haven't done a really good job covering this season, but the last two games, they took care of business. They beat Eastern Michigan by 26, Buffalo by 18. On the other side, I'm wondering if Bowling Green can contain Toledo running back Penny Boone, but I'm also wondering if Penny Boone can take care of the football. He's put it on the turf a lot more than you would like to see. Very talented freshman, but again, ball security issues so far this season. We'll see if he's able to turn that around in the offseason. Bowling Green does lead the country in takeaways, so there is actually a route for not just a cover, but an outright upset here. If they force turnovers, and again, Toledo they're prone to turning the football over, that changes the calculus of the game quite a bit. Ultimately, though, the Rockets, far more talented than their rival Falcons. They're a lot more athletic, a lot bigger along both lines. But again, they don't take care of the football very well. That's a route for losing to what they would probably consider an inferior opponent. I hate talking about Bowling Green that way, but it's just a fact of the matter. Even though this number has already been bet way up, it's still a play to the over for me. These are two teams that have scored on each other lately. Turnovers, short fields, plenty of explosive playmakers on both sides, on both sidelines here. If you can find 51.5 or better, which I do at time of recording here on Monday afternoon, there are some 51.5 still around. Keep in mind, 52 is a key number. I'd probably still bet it at 52, but not above 52. So if you're finding 52.5, that's not just a blind fire away on the over on that one for me. And also be sure to monitor those running back injuries. I'd probably play some BG as a home dog. with the points, to be clear. Should either Terrion Stewart or Teron Keith or both play here, I do think that opens up the door for Bowling Green to be a lot more competitive in the Battle of I-75. The other game that I have here on tap for you, with Western Michigan on the road at Northern Illinois. The home team Huskies 4.5-point favorites. This game carries an over-under 55.5 points. Kicks off Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Eastern on ESPNU. Northern Illinois, they took this game last year with the last-minute rushing touchdown in Kalamazoo, the game I was at. An exciting game on the field, at least, but Western much improved this year, especially offensively. Lance Taylor, heck of a job in that department, turning him around from 119th in points per drive last year to 73rd this year. So not barn-burning numbers, but a vast improvement over where this Broncos team was at the end of the last season. The loser this year, there's some high stakes for this, at least on the individual basis. Loser this year, they're eliminated from bowl contention. I don't think either one has the APR scores to be the 5-7 team that makes a bowl game. So loser here, their season's probably over. The -3, that's been the buy point for NIU, open -3.5. They actually did bump it 2-3 for just 1 second, and I mean a hot second at FanDuel Sportsbook, and then that was bought back up to -4.5. We're seeing some -5s here on Monday afternoon. Western Michigan's running back Jalen Buckley, he's seen a big uptick in carries the past couple of weeks to pretty good success too. He rushed for 138 yards and 114 yards with 4 combined touchdowns in the past 2. I do expect that heavy rushing load to continue versus an NIU defense that's 117th in EPA per rush allowed. And on the other side, they're 15th against the pass. Elite numbers against the pass attack here for NIU's defense. If college football props are available in your state, I know they're not available in all states, and especially if you live in Illinois, you can bet on all the college props except for teams in your state. If you do have access to the to Western Michigan props here, I'm probably leaning over Buckley's yards. If they give me under 100, I wouldn't even mind laddering this if they give you a 60 or 70 or something like that, up to 100 yards. Western runs a pretty good tempo, and again, he's seen a big uptick in carries past couple of weeks against a very advantageous defense against the run here. On the other side, NIU, they're on a slide. They've lost their last 2 games against Central Michigan and Ball State coming out of that bye week. 2 very disappointing losses. They're -6 in turnover margin in those games, combined -3 in each of those. Western Michigan, 21st in takeaways. So just like the last game I talked about, Bowling Green, Toledo, this is a story about a team that has not been taking care of the football very well as of late versus a team that forces a lot of turnovers. However, I do have to say Northern Illinois, a lot more disciplined when it comes to penalty yardage. Western is one of the most penalized teams in the country. Talk about shooting yourself in the foot and putting yourself behind the sticks. Not a winning recipe by any stretch. Rocky Lombardi, the quarterback for the Huskies, struggles under pressure, but he is very good against a blitz where he can step up there. He's very experienced in his 6-year college football. He's able to step up to the line, identify blitzes, get the ball out, and he's a very good passer rating against a blitz. But when he starts to feel pressure, not so great. I don't know, though, that the Broncos have that defensive front that they had last year to be able to put that kind of pressure on Lombardi. I think my favorite play in this game is over the total of 55 or better. 55, the most key figure in all of college football betting, so make sure that you're getting it at the absolute best number. But over 55, I believe, is my play in Western Michigan at Northern Illinois. But hop on over to our Discord server where you can connect with over 4,000 sports betting fans and get live updates on our college football channel. There you can join a sharp and very active community even as the year is drawing to a close. Don't forget to subscribe to Lines YouTube for weekly college football odds and betting videos all season long for the rest of the season, just like this one. And subscribe to us on your podcasting app of choice. Drop us a good review if you like the show, if you liked what you heard here. And also, if you're watching on YouTube, drop down in the comments below where you lean on each of these games. There's been a lot of good discussion down there lately. But thank you so much, as always, for watching. I'm Brett Gibbons. We'll see you next time.